Welcome back to Black News Tonight. The digital streets have been on fire this week, and the sports world has been on center stage. Joining me now is ESPN commentator Monica McNutt to address what's happening in the NFL and the NBA. Monica, welcome to the show. Let's start with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They officially released wide receiver Antonio Brown following his shocking early exit during the team's Week 17 game. First question is, what did you make of that?
Well, happy Friday evening, Mark. It's good to be here with you. Listen, Antonio Brown doesn't have the benefit of the doubt. And so when this happened on Sunday, I was looking like, what in the world is going on? And then even after the fact, with his statement, there may be some truth to it, but the way he went about handling it kind of negates any credibility that you wanted to give him in that moment. It's a sad and unfortunate case of reputation preceding you, but in that same breath, and I've asked this question of some of my colleagues, this is not his first, second, or third chance for that matter. This is a guy who we continue to excuse misbehavior because he is supremely talented. And so in many ways, I'm not surprised that this unfolded this way. I had hoped that his relationship with Tom Brady may have been unique in terms of the success that they were able to achieve last year, but this is very familiar territory when it comes to AB.
It really is. And, you know, afterward when he said, well, you know, I was injured, my ankle was injured, I couldn't go back in and play. Then he started releasing the text messages. I'm always skeptical of people who release text messages, but he's releasing the text messages. He's doing all this stuff. If it were anybody else, I would be on here fighting for him, right? I'd be like, you know, we got to trust the players, protect their bodies. But, I mean, this man makes fake COVID vaccine cards. This guy has been caught doing all kinds of stuff. And that was just this year. So I'm with you. It's hard to give him the benefit of the doubt because I just don't have that much doubt. Now, the 2022 Super Bowl is scheduled to be played in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California. I want to talk to you about this. But with the recent spike in COVID-19 cases, the NFL is now exploring options to change locations. Now, one of the locations that they're reportedly considering is AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Why are they doing that? Why is that a good idea to move there? And should they just cancel it altogether?
Cancel it altogether? Marc Lamont Hill, do you not live in American society where capitalism is the driver? Canceling it is not an option, my friend, unfortunately.
Fine.
Now, here's the deal. I don't know if you've been to AT&T Stadium, but it is a gorgeous stadium. You have to give that. And you know Jerry Jones is happily willing to put on his best hosting attire to invite the Super Bowl to this facility. I think it has a lot to do with the protocols shifting and the rules, I guess we'll call them, changing in different jurisdictions. And we've seen at points that California was kind of ahead of the rest of the country in terms of limiting gathering, its COVID protocols in that city. But here's the deal with both the NFL and the NBA. The COVID condensed is probably the wrong word, but the sacrifices that had to be made during the COVID seasons in terms of limiting fans crush the business model. And these owners are just not willing to fit that or to pick up that tab again in either league. And so whatever happens, this is one of those by any means necessary cases. The show must go on. And so while AT&T Stadium is the main stadium that has come up in conversations, I'm sure that there are multiple other locations under consideration if the Super Bowl ultimately has to be moved. It is just entirely too much of a moneymaker, both from what happens in person and all the ad dollars associated with it. And that's just the bottom line.
I know you're right. But as a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I don't want nothing near them cockroaches. I don't want Cowboys to get a Super Bowl, but I also don't even want them to have a Super Bowl in their town because they'll find some way to mention that too. Anyway, before we go, the Washington football team has been without a name for almost 2 seasons. And finally, after enough backlash from NFL fans, the team is finally changing their name officially. Why did it take them so long?
You mentioned your Philadelphia allegiance. This is actually my home team, and all of the names stink. They might as well just leave it Washington football team. But to your point, you have to understand that the name change was not something that the owner came around to because times have changed. It was, again, about the dollars associated with it. And so Dan Snyder's reputation in that area as an owner is not particularly good. And so over the course of the name change, there were small little programs implemented locally to show that there was a little bit more mindfulness about the organization. Now, whether you buy them or not, that's completely up to you. I personally was not particularly impressed. And so they kept putting out these campaigns that they wanted to do this name thing right. At a point, they were asking fans for input. There was little contests. And so they want to seem that they've been really, really thoughtful in this. And by their standards, they may have, but this is just another chapter in a saga of an organization that is just kind of embroiled in dysfunction from the top down, unfortunately. And so the name will change. I have been a proponent of either team or club, keep it simple. I think the names that they currently have all sound like AFL Arena League teams, and so here we are.
Here we are. We're going to keep talking about this, and hopefully they'll come up with something reasonable. As long as y'all keep losing, I don't care what y'all call yourself. But okay, stay with me because we got to talk more about what's going on. Look, I'm an Eagles fan. I ain't got many people to look down on. So y'all are one of them. Look, stay here, though. We're going to talk about more. I'm going to continue my conversation with ESPN commentator Monica McNutt when we come back from this break. Stay right here. Welcome back to Black News Tonight. We continue our sports roundup with ESPN commentator Monica McNutt. Let's move to some hoops. Lakers star LeBron James is doubling down on Washington Wizards broadcaster Glenn Consor following his comment about Houston Rockets player Kevin Porter Jr.'s father during Wednesday's Houston versus Washington game. LeBron tweeted, quote, "Beat it, man. There's no place in our beautiful game for you." Consor has since apologized to the player, but LeBron is telling reporters, quote, "I stand by my tweet and everything I said." Considering Consor has apologized and reached out to KPJ, do we think this is fair?
So, all right, again, quick background. I've met Glenn Consor. He's a very kind gentleman. The Wizards are my home team. I don't think this is fair, honestly, Marc Lamont. This is why. Did Glenn Consor make a mistake? Yes. And as someone who calls games, there's a lot of airtime to fill, and it behooves you to do your due diligence. In fact, very simply, if Consor, who has a background with the Wizards way back to their Bullets days and had the opportunity to watch Kevin Porter play ball, made the mistake, if coming into that game he thought that was his son, yes, he should have done his due diligence to check and verify that information. My second point on this, though, was that in general, it's a little too flippant with the analogies surrounding guns, considering the amount of people that are harmed by guns in our country. So personally, those analogies are not a part of my repertoire. However, I don't think that Glenn Consor should be fired. I think this was an egregious mistake. But for someone who has had a fairly, of what I know at least personally from the DC area, who has had a high quality broadcasting career, he made a mistake, and I do believe that we give folks grace. I don't think that this mishap or this misstep was made maliciously at all. And so I kind of honestly felt like LeBron's comments came without having the full background of the incident. It was an egregious mistake, and what a time to use an analogy that was so personal to Kevin Porter Jr.'s family. But I do not think that there was any malicious intention behind this, and so I don't think Glenn Consor should lose his job. Mind you, that is not his full-time role. He was filling in on the television broadcast.
Oh yeah, we definitely can't get him fired on his day off. I mean, look, the thing that basically happened, y'all, is there's Kevin Porter Jr. and then there's a guy named Kevin Porter who played for the Wizards back in the day. So he thought Kevin Porter Jr. was Kevin Porter's son. Now, of course, there's like a 50-year age gap, and it's not likely, but it's not the most far-fetched mistake to make. He said he pulled the trigger at the right time, just like his dad. Kevin Porter Jr., that's not his dad. Kevin Porter Jr.'s dad went to jail for shooting a gun and was ultimately killed in a bar by gunfire. And so it became an awful, awful joke. There's no way in my mind I can imagine that Glenn Consor decided to risk it all to make an ugly, mean-spirited joke against a young NBA player. I mean, it just seems implausible to me. He made a mistake, and we got to forgive him. We just like we forgive LeBron James for saying that Russell Westbrook would be a good fit on this damn team. All right, let's move on to another thing before we go.
Your show.
Come on. I had to do it. All right. New York Knicks player Julius Randle gave fans a thumbs down after bringing the team back from a 25-point deficit against the Boston Celtics. Throughout the first two quarters, Knicks fans booed the All-Star only to praise him later in the game. When asked after what his gesture meant, Randall responded, quote, to shut the blank up. Monica, should players take the fans booing or the fans trash talking to heart, the home team in particular, or should it be part of the game? I mean, if you were Knicks, should you expect the Knicks to boo? We had the same issue last week in Philly with Tobias Harris told the fans, don't clap for me now because they've been booing him. What do you say?
I think this is part of the stage on which these elite athletes, particularly in the case of Julius Randle, who just got a baby bag, it's not even a baby, a bag from the New York Knicks to be the guy moving forward. I have room for both sides, Marc Lamont. And so by that I mean fans pay their money, they're season ticket holders, they follow, they engage, they buy jerseys, they buy memorabilia, and they are smart. They are watching this game, right? And they have expectations, especially in the case of the Knicks, a team that went to the playoffs last year, and essentially your best player in Julius Randle, who won Most Improved last year and was an all-star, returns to maintain the core. They're smart. When you are not playing well, they are not going to golf clap, particularly in cities like New York and Philadelphia. However, anytime last year people had slander for Julius, it was those same fans that came to his rescue vehemently. Now, on the flip side of that, Julius Randle is an entire human being. He happens to be a grown man who is really, really good at basketball with feelings. So I don't have a problem with him putting the thumbs down. I don't have a problem with him being honest in the post-game presser. I do know that this afternoon he had to put out a statement apologizing as a representative of the Knicks and of the league. However, this is a relationship. It is a give and take. If I come back on the show and you keep giving me jokes about my Washington football team, I'm going to boo you and I'm not coming back either.
Well, then you might as well I'll get ready for the booing, because every time you come, the Washington football team, the Washington basketball team, if you want to call it that, y'all getting these jokes. And please send Bradley Beal our way ASAP surely. Monica, it is good to see you. Thank you for joining the show.